Why did we name winter storms the way we name hurricanes? And why did we do it even when we didn't get the government to come along with us yet? We did it because we understood that social media saves lives. We understood when you name something, people tweet about it, people post about it. There were, 800, billion tweets and, 800 million tweets and photos posted around Nemo over a 5-day period, right? So close to 1 billion. It was an enormous addition to the story. It's an important collection of data about what happened, because these tweets did tell us something, and they warned people. They made this story more interesting. They connected our story to their story. Whenever we've named something, we've been able to consolidate the hashtags. We've been able to expand the story. And I think it's important that data be creating new data, which is part of what we found here. So I think the whole way you name things, the whole way nomenclature works, the whole way data is organized is going to be key. And this is just one example of that.
I think on that, David, like when we saw Mayor Bloomberg on last week, I mean,
Yep.
naming it in New York and the story that that city was able to tell, it just carries over. It's great.
It was helpful. Listen, Twitter can save lives. Facebook can save lives. My Friend's Weather has been a really useful way for people to warn their families when tornadoes are approaching. And honestly, I think the whole siren system, the old way we used to do things, isn't as useful. So our integration with these other platforms, we think, is key. And our integration with other screens has been key. So I think people use mobile different than they use our web properties, different than they use television. Lots of folks have multiple screens, but I would tell you our programming around all of that and the use of data around all of that is part of why page views are up, videos are up, engagement is up, and ratings are up. And that's all helpful to us as a business. Again, I think by making data part of what drives everything, not just something you monetize at the end. So what's going to keep all that going? If we have a power supply, it's really a story of talent. It is a story of 220 people with PhDs in meteorology who read that part of the data. It's great programmers and developers and storytellers and on-camera talent that tell that part of the story. It's a platform of just brilliant analytical people at WeatherFX, which Curt will talk about, and of folks in our selling organization who know how to sell data and how to connect our data with the data of our advertising clients in a way that works with them on a long-term, ongoing basis, not just a one-off basis. We've only been at this for a few months. Already we're getting nice accolades on it. More importantly, we're getting nice business growth on it. And I just would tell you, data's key. Making sure you can power it's awesome, but people are still the fuel. There's been a number of discussions around talent here. I would just say that's what's going to win or lose the game here. I've watched, fortune shift since, 95 when I got into the business. As some people got the talent for digital and others don't. Right now, the talent for data will make or break who the leaders are on this stage and in this world 3 to 5 years from now. You're probably behind. We're certainly behind in the talent. The power supply comes down to talent completely. But I do have to say, Curt's done a good job of getting some of his friends to join. At least that side of the business has been ramping up well.
We're here to recruit.
So, yeah, let's do that. So with that, up to you, Dave.
Yeah, so what I want to share on the data side, and I think David's covered a lot of this, and Nate Silver was a fantastic plug for us yesterday in terms of just the accuracy around weather data. And so, I came to the company because I've always been a weather enthusiast. It's important to me personally, and I used to work on clients like True Value, Dean Witter, and when I was only buying cable, I saw the connection between their brand and the weather. And so when we came on board, we're like, this is really a data and marketing platform that can help marketers at a SKU level almost to the same way that search does. It's a conditional marketing platform. And so what we've been doing with the marketers based on our accuracy is really helping them think through how they can build a marketing platform around weather data. I think Ad Age did a pretty good job of top-lining that today. But Vikram Samaya has come on board, who many of you know, and he's like heads down on how do we build really an enterprise software platform for marketers using the weather data and the 10 to 20 terabytes a day that we have flowing through the company.